Hey guys, welcome back to Amanda's Favorites. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're just returning, thanks for the support and for coming back. I'm happy you're here today. We are going to get into all the dailies that I have used or reviewed this year in 2017. I just started my channel this year in mid to end of March 2017. So throughout this year, this is what I have used or reviewed. I've actually had a lot of questions lately on daily planners, and while I don't have a ton of them, they're just not as popular as, weekly layouts, but I do have 5 of them that we're going to go through today. Okay, so what we're going to do is just kind of go through them quickly because I have full videos on each one of these planners on my site. So if you see one that you're interested in, I will try to remember to link these videos down below. And I will see if I can get up and make a daily planner playlist. We'll see. I don't have that many though, so I'm not really sure if that's if I should go that route. But look under, I have playlists based on, like, there's an Emily Ley playlist, there's an Inkwell Press playlist. So for some of the planners that I've made a lot of videos of, there's a whole playlist. If not, then just look under my planners playlist. You can find any one of these planners or use the search up there at the top of my channel to search for their name. So I have full review videos on all of these, so we're not going to go through every detail of each one of these planners, because this would be a really long video. So if you see one you're interested in, go watch the full video on it. We're just going to kind of go through these quickly, show the main points, and compare the page layouts. Okay, this is Emily Ley 2017 calendar year Daily Simplified Planner. Her planner is around $60. I think it's $58. You have tabbed months in her planner, and so, of course, you have monthly views in her planner, and then you have daily views. Here's a pen test page. I just happened to turn right to it, so you got to see that. I have a whole pen test video where I pen tested all my planners, and if you really want to know how I feel about each one of these planners, papers to in detail, watch those videos. But Emily Ley, her paper ghosts a lot to me, a lot. Now, I don't know if the 2018 has improved. It says it's the exact same paper as the 2017, but I have heard from some people that it's not ghosting as much. Now, I don't ever think you should be able to write in any planner with a Sharpie. I didn't do that because I think you should be able to. I did it just for fun to see how different planners in my pen test video handled Sharpie along with all these other pens. Okay. So Emily Ley, her O-rings work wonderfully. Her O-rings work better than any other daily planner I have. Get to Workbook O-rings, that's a weekly planner, and Emily Ley O-rings are the best O-rings that I've ever had. And this is my third year of Emily Ley daily. So I can attest that her rings have always worked well for me. When I first started using her about 2 years ago, I did use her planner for future planning. So I would use the monthly views, and I would plan ahead and use the daily views that way. But this year, I started really just using it as like a daily to-do list and not doing any future planning whatsoever in it. And so her planner, number 1, I kind of got sick of the way the ghosting looked. And number 2, it just didn't work as well for me since I just kind of went into more of a to-do list format. And so I was just writing all the way across the page. So I could definitely still use it. I've used it a lot this year, but it's just not optimal for me right now for what I need because I don't have a lot of appointments in my day. But her daily planner is dated. Every day has a date. Every day has a color assigned to it. So all your Mondays are navy and so forth. Your Tuesdays are all the same color. They're aqua. Blue. She has a My Day, and then she has a to-do. She puts your holiday right up here if there's a holiday for that day in the same color that coordinates with that day. I love those details. And In 2017, she still used to put quotes up here on days that were not holidays. In 2018, she took the quotes away. So 2018, you will not have those quotes. And it will just be blank up here so you can write a header or a focus for that day, or if it's somebody's birthday. And I actually really like that change. Some people didn't, but I think it was a great idea. Then you have a note section and a dinner, but in her 2018, she changed that to say meals, so that she wanted to make it very simple, hence the name Simplified Planner. There is not a lot to fill in or do. It is really your choice. Okay, but I should note there's no note pages in here. It goes straight from your monthly views to your dailies, and that's the way they all are. You have a to-do list. You have your My Day from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. appointments. You have your dinner, but 2018 it says meals, and you have your notes. And then you will have this whole as a header, unless it's a holiday, and then the holiday will be there. So it's very simple. I do love the layout being simple and clean and crisp, because even when I was using it as a to-do list, I could just write my whole list across the page, the lines, you know, lined up, and there wasn't so much going on the page, so I could definitely use it as a to-do list. I will say that this is my second favorite daily planner, only because of the paper show through. So it's really in competition with the Inkwell Daily now. So if I had to pick a daily planner, it would be one of those two for sure. Emily Ley makes the most beautiful covers ever. Like, I think her covers always win in my mind. Her covers are absolutely beautiful. Her O-rings are beautiful and work well. And boy, my daily planners from Emily Ley get beat up, and constantly I'm picking it up by this one ring, and still it never gets out of alignment. It never doesn't work or open smoothly. It comes with one pocket right here, a really sturdy pocket, and then that's it. Like I said, there's no note pages, and there's no pocket on the back. But her covers are really sturdy, and her book always holds up and is beautiful and serves you really well if that's what you're looking for. I do not, if you like the layout of that page, I do not think you will ever regret buying her planner, spending that money. Because like I said, this is my third one, and it's just, they're made really well. The paper feels really thick and really luxurious and is beautiful. I'm not sure why it goes so much, because it is really thick, mohawk, beautiful feeling paper. But maybe it's just the color of white, because you can even see nothing is written on this page behind there, but you can see just through the page, some even. So, but I love the Emily Ley Daily. I do, even with the ghosting problem. All right. Next is my second favorite, my Inkwell Press. And like I said, I have full videos on these. This is a bound book that's very different from the other dailies I have. It is undated. It has enough daily pages in it for you to use for 6 months if you're using it every single day. I personally love that it is undated, because my daily planners are always a supplement to my weekly planners. And so I like that you can use it any day you need to, but you don't feel like you're wasting days when you don't need to use it. It does not come with monthly views because it is undated, like I said. And if you did want to use it every single day, you would have to buy 2 for the year. And I did forget to mention this, though. This is a big thing in a daily. Your weekends, let me find one I haven't written a lot in. Your weekends in Emily Ley are divided into 2 per page. So you only get a Saturday and a Sunday. You don't have your time slots on the weekend. You just have lines that says My Day, and then you just have to-dos lines. She leaves you a big header space on Sundays to write a happy memory from this week. And then Sundays, she uses up a big chunk of your already small space for her weekly prep tasks, which are on there. Plan meals for the week ahead, tidy up for a clean slate Monday, write task appointments for the week, fill your tank, enjoy what matters most. Personally, I would like those not to be on there, but I know some people love them because that's already a small space for me on Sunday. I would prefer to have a full day on each of the weekend days. But that's just me and a personal preference. So your weekends in here are always 2 per page. Okay. So I forgot to mention that important item. All right. So in Inkwell Press, you do not have a monthly view, but you do get an important dates right here up front. You get a goals breakdown. And like I said, I go way more into this in each one of these separate review videos. And then you're going to have your daily pages. Let's look at a blank one. Each one is exactly the same. And her book is a complete lay flat design book. And I've really enjoyed it so far. I've only been using it a couple days. So you write your date in, you circle or X out what day of the week it is. You have a today's focus. Then you divide your tasks by immediate, important, and insignificant. I actually love those divisions, and they've been working so well for me. And she actually talks in detail about why they're divided this way in one of her podcasts. On her podcast is called Productivity Paradox. Tanya Dalton, the owner of Inkwell Press, does that podcast. And she talks about, it's called The To-Do List, Why To-Do Lists Don't Work. Her podcast that is titled that. She talks about the way to organize your to-do list. And I love those divisions. She has a schedule for you from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then she has a break in the lines. So if you have something at 5:30, then you put it on the second break. So these are like your half-hour lines if you need them. Then you have a notes. You have a scorecard for the day. I love that. It makes you think about your day. Today's accomplishment, I love that too. She has 3 boxes at the bottom that can be used for anything of your choice, which I could see people using for like gym workout, weather, dinner, something like that. And you have a today's focus, which I love too. I absolutely love, love, love the layout of her page. I'm really enjoying it. Right now, it's my favorite daily planner page layout, I have to say. The whole planner is in the same muted tone, though. You don't have any other color choices. In the planner, there are checkpoints throughout, since you would be using this for like 6 months. If you were using it every day, I think there is 6 checkpoints. I'm not sure. There might only be like 3 checkpoints. 1, 2, 3. No, there's 4 checkpoints, I think. So a checkpoint is where this is what is in her weekly planner. That's a dated planner. But this is a checkpoint mission board. It's looking at your goals that you may have outlined at the front if you chose to use that goal setting page. And it's taking those checkpoint. Oh, okay, there's 4 checkpoints. I should have looked back here. In here because there is 4 checkpoints right here. Now, in her big yearly planner, weekly planner, you have a checkpoint every quarter. So you also have 4 checkpoints. But this is only for 6 months and you get 4 checkpoints. This is called her mission board. And in these hexagons, you get health, home, me time, be social, financial, dream big. And you don't, of course, have to use them for those same things. They can just be things you need to keep track of. They can be goals under those headings. I find this really helpful myself. And plan, focus, and notes are down here. I like having that extra section in here in case you're only using this daily. Then her habit trackers in the daily are all at the back. In her weekly planner, she has 3 habit trackers down here instead of your notes. But in this daily, since it's undated, she has put 17 habit trackers back here, with each having 28 days. So they don't quite cover the months. You would have to draw in some extra. I guess they just wouldn't fit. But I like it at looking at a goal for a long range. I really love having these in here for accountability and tracking. I think that is an awesome addition. She didn't just give you daily pages. She gave you the goals and the checkpoints and her habit tracker. So she gave you a lot of what is in her weekly planner, even though this is undated. So I love the layout of her page. Also, I have to mention, Inkwell Press has 140 GSM paper. The same thing that is in her weekly bound planners, and you will not find a better planner paper. You will not. I have not ever found anything that is thicker, that feels better, or more luxurious to write on. There is no other planner paper better than this. Nothing shows through. Nothing ghosts. Of course, nothing bleeds through. It is just amazing paper, and it is fun to write on every day. It's a luxury to be able to write on this paper. Okay, so I absolutely love their new daily planner. I would highly recommend it if it's something that would work for you. It is my favorite daily right now that I have reviewed this entire year or ever used. And I know I've only been using it for a few days, but there you go. And it's very easy to carry and compact. And if you need to throw this in a bag, I will say like the ERIN CONDREN bands fit really well on here too. They fit perfectly. So if you have an ERIN CONDREN band, you could pop that in here on here to keep it shut in your bag. Because it's bound and not coiled, it is so much easier to put it in a backpack or a bag too. And it's more lightweight than all these other dailies and compact because it only has 6 months. Even though hers is the thickest paper, it's only holding 6 months worth of days. Okay, next we're going to talk about Day Designer, which is very similar to Emily Ley, except for it's a little bit bigger. Day Designer has 2 sizes. This is their bigger size, which if I lay Emily Ley on top of it for you, you can get a look there at the size difference. You know, there's a little margin of about 1 inch here and 1/2 inch here. And then Day Designer has a mini, which I don't have, which is just a teeny bit smaller than Emily Ley, just a teeny bit smaller. So this one's a teeny bit bigger, and Day Designer Mini would be a teeny bit smaller than the Emily Ley. Okay, Day Designer also has a pocket in the front, and they don't have a lot of colors. Their tabs are all gold, but you can pick any pretty cover that you want. They have many cover designs. And there's a lot of, information in the front about planning and goal setting also, which is all in my big long review video about this. You have your monthly in here, and something I should point out in this monthly, so this is a dated daily planner, it is a Monday start on your months. For some people, that's a deal breaker, okay? Most planners, Emily Ley and most other planners, all have a Sunday start for your month because that is kind of the norm in the US. But Day Designer has a Monday start for your monthly. They like to have the weekend grouped together, and your weekend is shaded off a tiny bit. I'm not sure if you can tell that, but it has these teeny gray lines in there. It's not very dark at all, but it's enough distinction that you barely see it when you look at the page. It's kind of like your weekend is shaded off. Your holidays are flagged and written in there. And you have a little note section there. Okay, this was my pen test. And your holidays are also flagged on the day. So that's where they're written and flagged. This was my pen test in Day Designer. It does have some ghosting, but not terrible to me. The paper does not feel as thick or as luxurious as Emily Ley. However, I think it ghosts less than Emily Ley. So there you go. Let's look at just the day layout here, okay? You have, well, that's a Saturday, Sunday. So let's go back here. Thursday, you have a quote at the top of every page. You have your date written really small up here with the day of the week. Then you have your today's top 3 up there, which I really like that distinction because I'm really big on the 1, 2, 3 for the day. You have a do, a dinner, a dollar spent, I guess, and a don't forget. Then you have today's schedule, 5 to 9 p.m., and you have a to-do list with check-off boxes. Then you have a notes and a daily gratitude. Now, for me, I honestly am not someone who would fill in all these things. It's a lot for me to fill in. I would use the top 3, and I would use the daily check-off. And if I had an appointment, I like the daily gratitude being on there and the extra notes section. I love that. So if you want more room than Emily Ley, and if you like having a top 3, which many people do, and a don't forget, and a dinner up here, and a do, and a dollar spent, and you need a longer to-do list and a little bit bigger page than Emily Ley, but you like this basic setup, then this might be a great one for you. Now, on the weekend days, it's the same thing. It's split into one page like Emily Ley. I also have an in-depth comparison video of Day Designer and Emily Ley. So if you're trying to compare those two, look for that video because it will go even more in-depth comparing those two. But she split Saturday and Sunday not horizontally but vertically. So you have your 3 to-dos, then you have your Saturday, Sunday daily schedule 5 to 9, and then you have your next week look ahead, which I love that. Right there. So you can write any important events and start thinking about the next week ahead on Sunday. But that's how she splits her weekend. You do not have note pages in here unless your month just happens to end on the left side of the page here. Then you will get one note page that looks like this before your next month starts. So if your month doesn't end, like this month does not end on the left side of the page, it just happens to end here, then that's on the back of your monthly tab and you don't get an extra note page that month. So every once in a while you're thrown in an extra note page. But other than that, no note pages. And then at the very end, you get one note page thrown in, I think. Yep. Okay, so that is Day Designer. Okay, and see, I will say here, when you do flip your whole planner like that, you usually have to flip it back this way to make the O-rings work on this one. It doesn't have any big problems. It's just you do have to do that. Okay. Then another one very similar to Day Designer, which I also have a comparison done of, is, see, they're the exact same size, is this Purposeful Planner from Corey Clark. So this was her academic year, 2017 to 2018 daily. You have a pocket right here, very similar to the other ones. And you have some information, planning with a purpose in the front of your planner. You have black monthly tabs and your monthly view. Let's go to one I haven't written on. Okay, your monthly view is very clean, crisp, white paper. You have a quote up here, and she also does what Day Designer does with a Monday start on her month. I want to make sure to note that. Some people, that's a deal breaker to have a monthly Monday start. And then your Saturday and Sunday are grouped together again. It's a very clean and crisp looking page to me with her font. I actually love her fonts and the crispness of how the page looks. Okay, you get some extra pages every month with her August budget menu for the month, which if you want to look at the details, go to the video on my channel about just this planner. You get a master task list, August dreams and goals, and then you go into the month. So that's for every month. Here is what your page looks like every day. I actually love how her date is written really big up here. Tuesday, August 1st. You have a quote every day. Then you have a today I will, so you have a top 3. Then you have a health, water consumption box with 8 circles, a 15-minute, I'll talk about that in a minute, and a prayer and praise. Then you have a brain dump, which is mainly like to-do list to me. You have a schedule from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. with an extra line in between for every half hour, retail therapy, and menu. Okay, let's go into the page just a teeny bit more. So you have 15 minutes is she puts a different task on every day. They are random tasks. So it's kind of like an extra challenge for you. If you want to get that item done that day, then you're throwing something extra into your day that you may have never thought to do. By the end of the year, your house might be a lot cleaner or a lot more organized. Like this one is organize school supplies, clean out your car, clean your mirrors, declutter a bookshelf. Every Sunday it says look over your menu and schedule for the week. That's your 15 minutes. Wipe down the washer and dryer. So there's all kinds of things. Clean your mirrors, another one. So some of them are repeated. Purge those paper piles. If I were to follow these prompts every day, I'm sure my house would be, I mean, I would be thanking myself by the end of the year. So I think that's kind of an interesting thing that I've never seen in any other planner. She does have a prayer and praise box that if that is not something that you want to include in there, maybe it can just be a daily gratitude to write in there. So I do love having a top 3. That's not a huge list area for me for to-dos, and it's a huge schedule. So to me, it's for someone who really has scheduled events or meetings every day. If you did, I think that this would be amazing because it gives you a lot of room for schedule. Retail therapy, if you want to keep track of what you're spending every day and your menu for the day or just for dinner. So here is an option that's very similar to Day Designer, in my opinion. And it's a planner that comes with some extras in between the months there, some more organization that Day Designer does not have. So if you're interested in one of these, I would recommend looking over the detailed video of this one. So that is the Corey Clark Purposeful Planner. Okay, and the last daily I have is a very different one. It is Panda Planner. You can buy this on Amazon. This does not last for a whole year. This is not even 6 months. I think it's about 4 months of daily pages. I will show you. Okay, first of all, they give you your monthly views. This is undated. I believe they have dated choices also. I could be wrong on that, but this is an undated one. So you write in your own dates. The H is for a habit that you're tracking that month. I have a detailed review video on this one also. So you have all your months up front here, and you have 6 months worth, but you don't have 6 months worth of daily pages. I guess it just gives you a little bit more for future planning. Then you have a weekly section. Okay, that's why there are 3 ribbons, which is really helpful in this planner. So you can mark what month you're on, what week you're on, and then what day you're on. So I'm glad they put those 3 ribbons in there. So this is a daily planner, but it also includes a 2-page spread per week. So, but I wanted to include it because it is a daily planner. So this, every week you have a 2-page spread under your weekly section. And it has day and date, big wins, 5 big wins. This is a review of last week. How I'll improve, planning your upcoming week. Things I will do to make this week great. Personal, work, family, friends, relationship. I'm looking forward to. Habits I'm focusing on developing. Learn something new. Passion project. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 projects for that week to focus on. Then you have 5 top goals for that week. And then you go to your daily section. And for each day, you have a 2-page spread. So you have a 2-page spread per week and a 2-page spread per day. But you will need, I believe, like 3 of these planners to cover the daily for a year if you use it every day. Okay, so day and date. Morning review. I'm grateful for 3 things. I'm excited about 3 things. Affirmation, focus, exercise. Then you have today's top priorities. You have 5 top priorities. I like those big blank boxes to write those in big and know what you're focusing on for the day. Then you have a schedule from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. with lines in between for your half hours. Then you have a task list with checkoff boxes. You have a notes box, and then you have an end of the day review, which so many people say is so good to end your day in some way by writing a gratitude or something like this. Today's wins, 3, and how I'll improve, 3. And then, you know, it just goes to your next day. Every day is a 2-page spread, and every week has a 2-page spread. And then you have your monthly in the front. And like I have said, this is an undated one. But it's very small and compact. It has an accordion pocket at the back. It has a band, and it is a hardcover. And it's just black, and it's very small and compact. So it's easy to carry with you in any type of setting. You will always have it with you. Okay, guys, those are all my dailies. That's it. There's my daily stack. Those are all my dailies, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this helped you in some way. If you are looking for dailies, I hope this gave you some ideas or cleared some stuff up about planners you were wondering about, or gave you a new idea of something to look at. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you use a daily planner, I would love to know about below which one you use and what you love about it. Thanks for watching. Happy planning, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.